Afternoon all, how are we all doing? Well, yeah, been a bit busy. Don't know what, well, it was this one that started it. Although I say that, this one actually was done before that one. So, what it was I had the Dan Buster's 80th anniversary set, which is that one and that one. And then I decided to do the Harrier Duo, which was these two. The Buccaneer, this one here. I'd already started that some time ago at my last place. So decided to... hang on. Yeah. So, so that one's done. This one was done at my last place, or started. It's not done. None of these are finished just yet. So the ones that are near finishes, that one, these two, that one, and the Blue Angels, which is the last one I've done, which is the Blue Angels. So these are all 72 scale. And yeah, they're a nice little scale, and they're difficult to detail. A larger model is easier. So basically these are all in different stages of painting. What you've got is, let me clear this rubbish out of the way, making the desk look messy. It's messy anyway. So basically this one here, this has got his basic coats on. So he's got his extra dark sea grey, his white, the metals. I've done a little bit of weathering. I don't know if I can zoom in here, but I've done a little bit of weathering there on the engines, on the burner exhaust bits of metal. Yeah, other than that, and his black nose. So that's the Phantom. There is another Phantom, and obviously I haven't stuck tail planes on either, they're just poked in. There is another Phantom I've got, which was Blue Peter. These are Airfix kits. So yeah, they're really nice kits. This is the new Airfix Buccaneer in 72 scale. As you can see, the wheel doors are missing off it at the moment, but the rest of it's all there. Again, this weathering here, although I've got a bit of shape of a masking tape there, look, where I had the arrestor glued in. But yeah, that's all done with using the Tamiya wax weathering powder, same as this, and this is used. The streaks on the wings are used by doing a dot of pen behind there and then just pushing it backwards, same way as the airflow goes. Obviously you can see on that side it's a bit more heavier than that side. All the muck around the wings. This is a nice model because it's got some nice turbine fans in there. The 48 scale one is a superb kit as well. I've done that one, but that's behind me on the shelf. So carrying on with the British thing, this is a Hasgauer kit, again slightly different from Whoop and oh dear, there it goes, bloody towel things. I haven't glued them in either, because the simple reason being is if I take them out, when you've got the camouflage pattern going down the tail, it's easier to paint it with the fins out and then glue them in afterwards. So that's a Hasgauer kit. It's got to have two Aiden guns on the bottom there, and then the pylons, and then obviously the aerials and whatever else it has chucked on it, and that's a GR3. So yeah, not bad at all. That's a nice one. The next one is the first Harrier, which was the GR1, and again this looks like there's a little bit of dust settled on there, but again this is the new Airfix kit of the Harrier, and yeah, this one's absolutely stunning. You know, it goes together reasonably well. Don't really have much in the way of fit issues. I thought this would be a fit issue, putting this wing on with it all being, but no, it's not. No problems with the engine. You can't really see it on crust. Can you see it in there? I don't know. Oh, there you go. There's a turbine blade in there. So yeah, so that again is another nice kit. Now the pitot tube, I made out of a little tiny bit of brass tubing, and then I put some brass wire in the middle. I've yet to paint that silver, but I'm looking for pictures to see how far the silver and bare metal work goes down on it. Then we got this one, which is the GR9 Last of the Harriers. So this is the other one in the duo set. Now I've got, I think I've got 5 of these, not duo sets, 5 GR9s, stroke 7s. And this is an amazing kit. Everything is superbly, goes together. And as you can see, the turbine blade in there. It's not got much in the way of cockpit detail, but what it has got is enough, so you can paint it and do it how you like. I haven't put the jet exhaust on yet. Put the burner plates on, or the burn plates, whatever these are, the exhaust plates. It's got blades. It's the first Harrier I've done where I've done blades. Normally I've stuck guns on, but this particular one didn't have that. Thought I just had a bit of interest, put a recce pod on it. So there's the Harrier GR9. Absolute glorious looking aircraft. Shame they all went out of service so quick, but like everything, keep up with the times. And obviously the next one in line is missing anyway. So we've got our Bang up to date. Now this was the Dam Buster set. So you've basically you got the shadow stand. So you can see that. There you go. Shadow stand and the F-35 itself, which is it's a nice kit from Airfix. It's what it is. It's not a detail kit. If you really want a detail kit, I haven't had the Hasgauer kit version in the 72, but I have got the Italieri one, and by crikey, that comes with anything and everything, all the bomb racks and the opening bomb bays. This thing doesn't. All it's got is wheels. And that's the only other added extra bit to it. But other than that, yep, she's good to go. So that's the jet in the Dam Busters 80th anniversary thing. Then we come to Rupert's Hurricane. So again, we've got this far. No, hang on, sorry. No, because you're going to knock the T over. And then we've got the underside, so black and white on the Hurricane. And then, like I say, the camouflage. Now, he didn't do the camouflage and he didn't do the black and white. He bottled out of doing it, so I had to do it for him, bless him. But he is learning. So he put the brown coat down, but he didn't do the green camo, and he didn't do the black and white because he'd obviously, even being at his age, he didn't want to make a real mess of it. And then the other World War II job we got is this one, which is the 72 Airfix Lancaster, the new Tooler. Very nice kit. It is again what it is. We had to order a new canopy, so I couldn't get on with this, so I've only just literally started that on. But basically Airfix sent us a new canopy due to the fact that it's split, I think, where it joins the sprue there. Where's a pointed stick? So basically where it was attached to the sprue here, it split up there, up the framework, and then this piece just fell off, and then when I cut the other side, the other piece fell off as well. So there was obviously 2 cracks, but I didn't see that one. I only saw this one, but Airfix sent us this as a replacement so we could finish the model. So again, like I say, it's a nice kit. Let's go down out a bit. So you've got your streaking on the top, and then your streaking underneath, and obviously this wet looking patches is where it blows the oil fumes out, and it's again the same on the wings, but most of the airflow goes over the top, brushes it well out of the way, so it's only on the underside where the lift is that it sticks to the wing. So there we go on that one. So that's the Lancaster in the Airfix Dam Busters 80th anniversary set. Now I have got another Lancaster, so if you want to see how to put that Lancaster together, then I could do a build on it. This was given to me by militarymodels.com as a, let's see if you can do this. Obviously they didn't know who I was, they didn't they didn't know what I built, but I don't really go with anything this small. But being this is an American A10 of the early type, it's an Italieri kit, and it's actually quite good for the kit. I mean, the only other one I've got, which is my one, which is the same aircraft, same scale, and it's the Hasgauer kit, which is a bit dated, but yeah, no, this one is yeah, quite nice. So the only unfortunate thing that happened to this kit was the canopy fell off. I didn't see where it went, and I trod on it and snapped the corner off, but I've done my best to try and keep it as good as it gets. So yeah, but I daren't write to Italieri for a new canopy because they seem to charge you about 26 quid just to send the epoxy thing over, so it's just not worth it. So I'll have to make do, I suppose. But there you go, and there's the underside. Okay, it's got a full weapons load out. Well, apart from the 3 racks in the middle, don't really know what to put on there at the moment. But yeah, other than that, it's a good kit. So thanks very much, Military Models. No doubt when I've put the transfers on, I shall take it back to the shop and they can display it in their cabinet. I'm sure Ollie, hello mate, how you doing? He will no doubt put it in the cabinet with the rest of the stuff. So this is my 72 scale stuff that I've. Oh yeah, I didn't show this one, did I? The Hornet. So this is the Blue Angels. So as you can see, I painted it yesterday. It's got a hell of a shine on it, but then the Blue Angels did. They're a very basic Hornet. I've seen these for things for real, and I've seen them up close when I got to look out on the flight line at one of the air shows out there. So yeah, it's an amazing how clean these things are. So this is one bird I won't be weathering. Pardon me, there's a lot more to it. So these engines were painted in Mr. Colour iron, and then you just buff them up, and then this is Mr. Colour silver number 8. So the iron is oh god, always the way I normally have things around the right way. So it's MC212 is the number, and that's what this colour is. And then this colour here is just C8, which is silver. So yeah, and again, it's not an amazing cockpit. There's no decal to go in there, but it's so bloody small. It's just not worth bothering with. So all I've got to do is put the decals on that. So there we are. So that is the collection of 72 jets. I was modelling this, which is the 48 Revell Tornado F3 that Steve gave me at my club. Steve, thanks very much. This is how far it's got. The only thing I had trouble with is this bit at the back. As you can, I don't know whether you can see this, but basically I put it on and it's just not sitting in there on one side. It goes down clever on the other side, and it starts to rise out here, and I don't know why. And I've tried putting it did go in there dry fit, but always the way you put glue on it and the bloody thing doesn't fit. I was also a little bit dubious about the colour, but it says that the colour is right for what it is. I have looked at photographs, and yes, photographs are all different, because some of them portray it as being a grey, like like the Buccaneer. Others say that it's lighter. But this is the when I looked at the BS code, that's the proper code for that, and that's the proper code for that. So that's how I'm leaving it. So it's going to stay as it is. So the only thing I need now is to get some half decent weapons in there. Then, well, some of them carried a pod on there. I can't remember what theatre it was in, but yeah, it's a nice kit. It's well over engineered. I mean, I also had problems with this here because this is supposed to be raised. It's supposed to think that, and that this is raised and that's sunk. So it's just it is a pain in the arse kit. I've only ever done the GR4 on this kit, but I learned from that to build all this and connect it up first, and then just leave half the cockpit off, and then you can just put the front in the nose and slot it in, and then put that on afterwards, which was easier. Did make life easier, but again, you know, it is what it is. I don't know why they made the rudder a separate piece, because that's a bit of a pig's ear trying to get it in there, where you have to file it down that way to make the hole wider to get it in. It does pinch in, but it makes the tail bulge, so you get like a little bubble each side. But anyway, that's the F3, and it was only just due to the fact that we haven't got a 32 scale one yet. So yeah, that's that. What else? I don't really think I've done anything. Oh, the other thing was I had a bit of a test fit, and this was the mast that I got from Arsenal in France, and I just put it on my island that I'm kind of building and trying to modernise with great difficulty. But the mast looks the part. It definitely looks the part. So yeah, I put that on there yesterday. It's only pegged in. It's not glued in yet, because obviously I don't really want to glue that in just yet, because obviously things can break and snap off. Plus, not only that, there's all this business here that comes undone, where I've got to put glass in there, plastic glass in there, so it all comes to bits. But yeah, there's the front. So as you look at the front of the boat, looking back at the island, that's the front end, the light systems it's got on it, and there's supposed to be tons of lights all along here and along here. Then you got the side, it's the flight control, then the rear, and obviously it's got to have some bits on there, and then the other side, and there's another big house in here that comes up. So yeah, there's a lot to do, and to try and make it sort of freehand out of plastic is a pain in the arse and takes a long time, but there we go. I'm sure that somewhere out there are people that have 3D printed this stuff to make life a lot easier, but I haven't found them as of yet. And then the only other thing I was tinkering with was me 48 scale Phantom F4B, and yeah, this one came out of the box. It's been kicking around for a while, so yeah, and that literally is it. So yeah, I haven't been on for a little while, and I must admit I was thinking of packing it in. My lovely wife, unfortunately, has been having some health issues, where she was getting bad chest pains, and we got a letter through the other day, and yeah, it wasn't great news. Basically, she's got her heart doesn't malfunction, so the pains are basically the heart stopping, and so life has taken a different curve, and the news came right on the day that I got offered a job, a full-time job, which I'm going to take, because obviously I need to, you know, earn some money to do things. So yeah, it was a bit of a bad blow. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's something that something that's that serious. It could take her from us at any short notice. So there is no time span. It's just a ticking bomb, and once it's anyway, that's the reason why I haven't been around much. I really ain't had my heart into it. I've been diggering with that. That's about the only thing I've been tinkering with, and I've done a little bit of weathering to the Lancaster this morning. They really are the only two. Don't like to, you know, be a bearer of news like that, but yeah, so But anyway, we'll move on. Now, I've got another model. I haven't shown it on here yet. It's nothing to do with these kind of models. Basically, it was a guy who got in touch with me and wanted me to restore a model of his. So I thought about it. I thought, do you know what? Okay, yeah, let's have a go. Let's have a look. So the model was in another country at the time, and he lives here. And so when he came home, he had the model sent to England, and he was just waiting for it. It took a few months, but it got here. And then he came over earlier in the year to my house to drop it off to us, because he doesn't live too far away. And when it turned up, it was a kind of a wow, shit. Oh, yeah. Well, I used to deal with that particular model, not the exact one, but the particular make of these models. I used to deal with them many moons ago when I used to work for a shop that was in a hotel, and the father of the business used to deal with that side of it. That was his side, and the son had another side, and I used to work for the both of them. Anyway, it's quite a big model. It's really big, and so before I wanted to get my hands into it, I had to go around and ask a few of the old people I used to be in touch with, how would I do this? This is it, look at this, and so forth. So I won't say his full name, but Kev, I'm on the case. I've just had a lot going on at the moment. I haven't started work yet. I only got offered the job on Friday, which is when we had two lots of news, a good news and a bad news. So they're going to receive... so no doubt I'll probably get a start date sometime this week. But your model's not forgotten, mate. I will send you a private message. So yeah, but what I'm going to do with that one is I won't be able to do it at the bench here because it's so bloody big. I'm going to have to go outside because obviously it's wood, and to sand it down in here is going to create an awful mess. And this is not a workshop, this is the living room, so these things are bad enough with the little amount of dust they create, but that thing, because it's something like a 1/24th, I think it is. It's quite a big model, but I'll do a video of showing you well, I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it here, so I'm going to have to transport the camera, the phone, take it over to where the model is. Probably have to do it out in the sunlight outside because it is a massive box. I think the box is something like a metre square and a foot deep, so that gives you some idea on how big this little kit is. This model is. So yeah, so that will be coming up. I don't quite know how I'm going to do the restoration side of it, because obviously it would be better if I could do it in a workshop than outside, because outside's all right for sanding down the stuff, but for spraying you've only got to get a bit of breeze, and the spray's going anywhere and everywhere, and it's one of them things where you need like a bench, so you can mount it on the bench and then you can spray it and whatever. So that kind of thing, that particular one model is going to take a bit of time to get right, and it's going to take I mean, the owner, Kevin, he wants a kind of, to be good, a video documentary, which is fair enough, but where I'm situated at the moment, I've worked out to do it in here, it'll just be an absolute nightmare. So I'm going to do what I can do to it. I'll video what I can video, because like I say, it's most of the sanding stuff probably have to be outside, and then I'll show you how I deal with, like, there's some little cracks in the paintwork, which I mean I've been told in good source, do not strip that thing back to bare wood, so I'm not going to do that. It's a case of just getting the thing sanded down, and then there's some stuff which they use on radio control models, which is like a resin coat, and you paint it on, and basically it levels itself out and it creates like a hole, so you can basically, it seals it in and you can start again. But I'll go all through that when I get some. But I've got to, I've got to get all the bits together to to start it. And once I've got all my stencils there, and the paints there, and then the resin stuff there, once it's all there, I can then start it. I mean, the sanding down of it, it's at the moment it's probably just best left alone, because if I go and sand it down and then I leave it for another month or two and come back, all the paint might have split again. So and we're at a time where the moisture's a little bit iffity jiffity as well. So it's just one of them things. But that is quite an extensive that's a restoration. That's not a build. That's just a restore of a wooden model that's been done many years ago, and over the time the paint has got hairline cracks in it. Some of it has cracked and split. So it's a full-on job, that one. That'd probably be more in depth than all of these. Because these things just bang and sand and fill and then paint and prime and whatever you do with them, and then they're done, and then they look like this. Great. But that thing, it's a totally different ball game. So that's so I've had quite a bit, like I say, quite a bit going on, it's just life is what it is. So all I can say to people is just remember, life is a very short thing in itself, no matter how long you live, but it can be made shorter by just things going wrong, an illness. My missus' situation was caused by COVID. I've got some after effects from COVID, but not as bad as that. So I'll try and do what I can do on camera, but I thank you all for your support and for your subscribes. And I've noticed that I've got about 86% here. Just look at my channel, and there's only something like 46%. I think it's even less than that. I think it's 36% that subscribe. So if you're looking, you don't have to put that, whatever it is, that doorbell on. Just give us a subscribe, give us a like, and I mean, it is what it is. Hey, no, you'll break that. That's glass. Now put it down. Oh, kids. And not only that, my 5 Herberts, although there's only 4 here at the moment, but that's the youngest one, knocking pens on the table and squirreling them around. Thank God they got the lids on. But so I mean, if you like and subscribe, you don't have to do the doorbell. Great stuff. I know that my channel has reached a stage where I can earn a bit from it. I don't know how you earn a bit, because everything keeps fluctuating up and down. I don't know whether it's YouTube that's in control of that. I don't seem to be in control of that side of things. I know all my videos, if you watch them, then I don't know. I mean, something happens, and but I don't receive any money for that. But it's just it builds it up, and I suppose, I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I just did this for the fun of doing it to start off with. I sort of did it maybe so people were interested in it. People are obviously interested, because otherwise I wouldn't have, nearly 1,600 subscribers. So I'm doing something right somewhere. Sometimes I get a lot of comments on things. Sometimes I don't get any. But comments are comments. Thumbs up, they're the more important ones, I suppose. And subscribers, your subscriber count. Well, I've reached a stage where I can earn something. I'm not earning anything because I haven't got anything. I don't know how long it takes for YouTube to, pay out. All I know is that you have to have $100 or something. I don't know. I don't really get it. My head is in this and not in the money side of things. I know people say you can buy them a cup of tea or something. I ain't got a clue what that's about. And Patreon, I have got a Patreon button, but Patreon is, again, if you're going to pay into a Patreon, this is what I've gathered so far, if you're going to pay into a Patreon, then you expect more than just this. And at the moment, I'm a bit stuffed because, like I say, with 5 children, now I've got a job. I've just got to get my start date. So, you know, you never know. I might deliver your food, or I'm going to be working for Waitrose as a delivery driver. So, yeah, it should be interesting. Yeah, so, I mean, so the work's going to take up, 8 to 10 hours of the day. So this will suffer a bit because this is not my earner. I tried to get it to be my earner just by doing the YouTube thing without involving any paper coming from, or coins coming from outsiders. I just tried to do it solely on the YouTube thing. But I'm hopeless. I don't know how it works. So I don't know if any of you lot know how it works, and you can sort of private message us, rather than put it underneath the video. Then yeah, I'll be most grateful, to see how it works. But only just what I've gathered off my own back, I mean, like Nigel's modelling bench, for instance. I mean, he's got something like 23,000 subscribers. So I mean, he's what he is. So he gets freebies, he gets paid for stuff, and that's fine because Nigel's retired. So he's just doing his hobby, what he loves doing, and he gets paid for it. Well, I tried to do the same, but without involving anyone, because I don't know how to. And yeah, well, it is what it is. But I've in order to keep it all going, I have to buy all this stuff and trying to buy it out of a budget. It's I mean, not the models I've had for yonks, but the paints and the glues. Everything, even the cost of living has overtaken this. So it is what it is. But anyway, aside that, I am still here. I'm just hoping that life doesn't play a cruel card, because if it is, unfortunately, I'll have to. I'll either be slowed right down on this, or I'll have to just, I'll have to finish it, and I won't be able to do it again until such time as I get sorted out. But I'm hoping that'll never happen. That walking life that path will never ever show up, hopefully. So yeah, but other than that, I've still got the Tornado here, and that's down there. I fitted an aftermarket piece. I'll do another video solely on that because that's part of the build. But I fitted an aftermarket piece to it. The thing did crack, but I'll go into it better when I do the video. The helicopter that I was doing, which was the MH60. Nigel Modelling Bench offered to do me a resin copy, but I felt bad because it was just I'm not looking for freebies. I will try and pay someone, but I just I don't know, life and stuff got in the way, and I haven't sent him the thing. So I've thought now, and I thought, you know what, I'll use the tailplane I've got, and then I'm going to, with the helicopter that I've got left, which is a DAP, because it's got everything in it, I'm just going to make it into a Medivac helicopter, which had the funny angular looking tailplane rather than the long ruler. And I thought I'll just do it that way. That way I don't involve anybody, in doing anything, and all the rest of it. And then that's it really. That's it, apart from the big wooden model. So that I'll get out since we've got some reasonably nice weather at the moment. So I'll have a look at that. The Tornado build, yep. And then all of this, somehow, I don't know what I'm going to do with them all when I'm finished with them, because I haven't got any shelves to put them on. I haven't got a bloody clue. No doubt I'll probably stick them somewhere, but probably in boxes, pack them away. Apart from that one, I don't want to go back to the shop. Yeah, right, I'm going to shut up. I've said enough. So thank you all for being so kind to subscribe to my channel, and thank you all again for your kind comments and for supporting me and listening to my chat as such. Hopefully good times. So from me, cheers. See you in the next one.